So from the experience over time,
Yeah.
the lens and different working with different services, I think it's important that we use that experience. I want to be able to use that experience and awareness to help other people, to support young people effectively. So I've got a training program that I'm rolling out within this year around supporting professionals, practitioners to navigate the justice system, reducing the criminalisation of young people. So it's mindset awareness and approach training. So it will look at the mindsets of professionals you work with, but also looking at your own mindset. Self-awareness, we focus heavily on self-awareness in order to be effective in the work that you do. You don't realise when you talk about regulation and you're talking about a young person regulating, they can't regulate if you're not regulating. I put up a video recently with Skittles, different coloured Skittles, and they're all in order, and you kind of mix them up. And then I had some green Skittles in my hand, and I said, a young person's kicking off, and then you come with your emotions, and then you just throw the green Skittles in the mix. Now that young person has to not only navigate what they're going through, but now they're navigating what your offence, your defensive response.
Yeah.
So it's teaching professionals and practitioners how to navigate those spaces, how to manage behaviour, but also how to reduce the risk of offending. Because when young people, when you're in like supported living accommodations or children's homes, first thing you're doing is you're calling 9. Yeah. So it's how can you reduce that? Looking at policies and procedures. So the approach is looking at your policies and procedures, risk assessment process, support plans, all of that kind of stuff, creative engagement. We've had a lot of young people come into our service who are like, wow, you're actually supporting me. You actually don't sit behind a door. We had one young person that came.
Away. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, or just not there, not putting their all in. Had a young person who used to tear down his accommodations, every accommodation he went to. As soon as he came to us, pure respect. That's because we give respect.
Yeah.
But also he could feel that we wanted to support him, that there was an actual care there. So when it was time for him to move on, he actually asked, and he was also what they call gang affected, serious youth violence, had to be moved out of the area. But he actually, never have I heard of this in my life, but he asked to speak to the head of service for him not to be moved from our placement. He said, this is the first place that I felt like is home. I do not want to be moved.
It's not a placement.
No, it's a home. So it's it's navigating those spaces, and it's looking and it's supporting professionals and practitioners in different settings. So community organisations, statutory sector services, probation, youth offending, and social care settings. So it's supporting them in how to navigate and support young people out of the justice system and how to reduce criminalisation of young people.
Sounds really good. What drove that?
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
So it's been done through. I was doing it when I was doing the gang intervention and prevention. I've been doing it at Equip for Life. But what I've done is just added a bit more. I've made it up into a program and added more to it. So the driver was just, I've done it, I've seen the success of it. So not only, because sometimes you can create programs and it's like, I want to fill this gap. I've been doing it and I've seen how other people have been successful from the training that I've been delivering.
And who is it? So where are you going to deliver that?
To services. Okay. So professionals. So whether it's so statutory sector services, social care, youth offending, probation, looking at children's homes, supported accommodation or residential care settings, or community organisations, voluntary sector services. So it's covering that. You can do. I think what you have to do is tweak it to the needs of the service. So how we've done it is so that it's fluid, and so that it's adaptable. So it's what are the needs, and let's look at whether it's the whole program or whether it's chunks of the program. Yeah.
I was just listening to you, like, I think schools would be great, like teachers. because
Yeah.
often teachers, it starts there, and it's like you're in this classroom, the teacher hasn't identified the need. Oh, the teacher's not regulated. Get out of my classroom.
There's that.
And then boom.
There's that. The
It
other thing
starts.
is, what
It
people
starts.
are not aware of is that the amount of professionals that are in a young person's life. So you've got a young person in your room, and some people just expect them to talk to them. You just expect a child to just start talking to you. Why should they talk to you? Are you aware that they've had young people in and out of their life for years? So there's a clip in one of the training that I use from a film, right, of Kong. And there's like helicopters coming in to his territory, yeah? And straight away, Kong starts going nuts. And then he's seen as the aggressor. But hold on a second.
You're coming into his home.
Not just that, but there's enough helicopters like surrounding him. When young people are in the system, all they have is enough professionals. Like, they're just bombarded by professionals. We have to see things from their perspective. We have to understand, and that's what the training is about. Seeing things from how they feel. You know, they move into your accommodation, or you get a referral for them. They become your client, and then you think that they should just start talking to you, and that you lot should be best friends, and that you can mentor them. Nah,
That makes sense.
it's trust is earned. Respect is earned. Don't expect these kids to just respect you. Don't expect them to just like you. It doesn't work like that.
It makes
It takes
sense.
time.